morning. This is Chase Wagler with the midweek drop-in here at Harvest Community Church. It is January 6th. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. And I am here to bring you a good word and to tell you what is coming up this week on church on Sunday morning at Harvest Community Church. So we'll just jump right into it. We'll do the setup for this week, and then we'll tell you an encouraging word. All right, so this week, starting with worship, this week is Merlin Wagler and Phyllis Wagler with Joe and Katie, and I believe Troy. I'm not sure who's playing the cajon. But we have some really good people up singing this week. We're really excited about it. So at 9:15 is when our service starts. At 8:30, we'll have our coffee shop will open. And then at 9:15, we will start our service. If you can't be here in person or there's reasons you have to stay home, watch us on Facebook Live. We will be here at 9:15 on the Facebook page. So be here at 9:15. If you can't be here in person, be online. And we will see you there. Someone will be in the chat. If you have a prayer request or an announcement, let us know. We'll try to get the word out, okay? Starting at 9:15, we'll have an encouraging word or an introduction, some announcements, okay? And then we will go into the time of worship. Starting this week, the songs, and as always, I post them way up here, the blue link. Click on it and listen to the songs so you're prepared on Sunday. If you've never heard these songs before, worship with our worship team the rest of this week and get ready for Sunday, okay? Ain't No Grave. I know it's crazy to say Ain't No Grave. Great English there. But it is the song by Molly Skaggs. They sing it with Bethel. She does a really good job. The next song is Jesus Messiah by Chris Tomlin. And then they'll sing King of My Heart by Stephanie Gressinger and Jeremy Riddle. It's actually sung by the McMillans, I believe, but Gressinger is the one that made it famous. You Keep on Getting Better by Maverick City. You Hold It All Together by Maverick City. And then they'll sing Land of the Living by Upper Room. And then they'll do a combination of It Is Well by Kristen DeMarco and It Is Well of My Soul, the hymn by Horatio Stafford. All right? And so that's our worship time. At the conclusion of our worship time, then Brad Rainey will be bringing the word. This week he's bringing the word from Genesis 37 and 39. Joseph Part 1, okay? And so be here at 9:15. Be prepared to worship. Listen to the music. Listen to the songs, okay? Prepare for Sunday. Pray for Sunday. I would encourage you to pray for Sunday and prepare ourselves, prepare our hearts for what Brad has for us and what the Lord has for us during worship and in the service, okay? We're going to take a break and have a trivia question. When we come back, there'll be an encouraging word. Welcome back. Hopefully you got the trivia question right. As always, I will put the answer to the trivia question in the credits, so stay tuned, watch. If you know the answer, comment down below and see if you know what this week's trivia question answer is. Okay, so this week's encouraging word, I was looking for different things to talk about and to read from the Bible, and I stumbled across Daniel 6, and it's a very popular story, right? Daniel and the lion's den. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit, and then we'll talk. So, starting with Daniel 6, verse 10, and we're going to skip around quite a bit here, but now Daniel learned that the decree had been published. This decree was that they could, for 30 days, they could only pray or worship the king and no other god, all right, in the land. Now, when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room where the windows had opened towards Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. These men went as a group and found Daniel praying, asking God for help. So they went to the royal king and spoke to him about his royal decree. Did you not publish a decree that during the next 30 days anyone who prays to any god or human being except to you, your majesty, would be thrown to the lion's den? The king answered, the decree stands in accordance with the law of the Medes and the Persians, which cannot be repealed. Okay? So Daniel, we see in verse 10, Daniel makes a conscious choice to go and pray, even though he knows that this law had been made. These people had made this law to entrap Daniel. He still continues to pray. So let's go on to verse 21. All right, he had been thrown into the lion's den. He had been locked in with the king. The king had come the very first light Actually, we'll start with verse 19. At the first light of dawn, the king got up and hurried to the lion's den. When he came near the den, he called to Daniel in an anguished voice, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve, continually been able to rescue you from the lions? Verse 21, Daniel answered, may the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done anything wrong before you, your majesty. The king was overjoyed and gave orders to lift Daniel out of the den. When Daniel was lifted from the den, no wound was found on him because he had trusted in his God. Okay? And we're going to read one more verse here. But I just wanted to show you what Daniel went through. Daniel made a choice to serve above all else that which is eternal and that not what was in his present. All right, the king who he loved and he trusted and who respected, all right, made a decree that Daniel could not serve. And Daniel chose not to take a momentary gain to lose his eternal gain. Okay? And he prays 3 times a day. And so I was thinking, well, why is this important right now? And to me, it seems like sometimes we can lose fact in that there's a lot of political things going on. There's a lot of all kinds of different things going on. There's a lot of political things going on right now, right? And right now we have the tendency to want to fight back and to gain a momentary gain, yet lose sight of our eternal gain. And so I would encourage you this week, do as Daniel did. How many times have you prayed? 3 times. Not just prayed, but prayed on your knees 3 times a day. All right? And how much favor have you found or will you find by praying that way? Not only was Daniel lifted out of the lions and he was rescued from his situation. We don't know what our situations will be. We don't know if we can be rescued here on earth from a situation, but we know that we can be rescued eternally from our situations, okay? But I want to show you what happens because of Daniel's faithfulness in the face of increasing doubt, in the face of extreme pressure and of potentially losing his life. He chose to serve God. And this is what happened on earth, not just in heaven, but on earth. Verse 25, King Darius wrote to all the nations and peoples of every language on the earth, may you prosper greatly. This is speaking about Daniel. I shall decree that in every part of my kingdom the people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel, for he is the living God and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in heavens and on earth. He rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. Not only did God honor Daniel by saving him from the lions, but he also grew his fruit and made it go over all the land. One man praying 3 times a day, who completely sold out, who completely said, my life is yours, God, and prayed 3 times a day, knowing the consequences. And we might not be saved from our situations. Who knows? We don't know what our situations are. We might not be saved, but we can always trust that God will see our prayers, hear our prayers. So I would encourage you this week, as we're seeing more vile and more hate and resentment, especially on our social media feeds, put it away. Pray instead. All right? So I would encourage you just to think about this week. Sell out. See what God manifests in your life and does with your fruit. Okay? This has been your encouraging word this week from Harvest Community Church. This is Chase Wagler. I hope to see you on Sunday at 9:15. If I don't see you in person, I hope to see you online. Stay shiny as always. See ya. Bye.